Summit, if he comes out to play, I guess he can get ahead in the lane. And that is
Fish
really
for hooks and grab themselves picks.
Bono is going to get to work here on this first streak, though.
Oh, Culling comes in here from Summit, but slightly misaligned. Yep, beach balls being thrown around here. Is Fate going to avoid Kuro for the moment, but there's the force of will. Sky Strike comes in, ulti goes down there from Fate, who is going to use the cleanse. Kuro needs to try and find some of these paddle stars to soften up the members of Sandbox. We've mentioned that KT do have a pretty powerful poke composition, but they don't want to just go all the way in onto Sandbox, who want to do exactly that. Under 2 does some work. Piercing arrow is fantastic as Fate has to be moved out, but the hook from the Blitzcrank is so strong. Denies the shield instantly, and Gorilla is just taken down. A very sad catfish. Then it'll just continue going like this, and then it'll be a dead Nexus. So I want to see what Sandbox actually have in store for trying to get a fight to actually work. Cloud Drake going to be available in 3 seconds time, and it looks like Sandbox want to fight for it. And Bono actually tanking a lot here as the culling flies in. This is the first fight that Summit's actually been a part of, but already he's down to half health. They have to be very scared of aiming and so on. They have a lot of extra damage to add over, and you can see already the Varus looking pretty hot. Chains of Corruption do go wide though. There's a Super Soaker. Gorilla does go golden. Dawning Shadow to keep the Tahm Kench alive. Bubble's going to snipe him there. The Piercing Darkness going to get that health bar back up, and the Piercing Arrow not going to be strange. But now we've got Tucson looking for a hook. Does find the Tahm Kench once again, but the culling going to be eaten mostly by that minion wave. Summit desperate to try and actually get some auto attacks here as Fate in a bit of trouble. Unleash Power just thrown out a little bit prematurely there onto Kuro, who's going to land yet another bubble, and there's the Shock Blast. This is what we were talking about. All of this poke is so dangerous onto Sandbox, and they're unable to actually force anything. It's Kuro.
Look at Kuro.
They're just fish in a barrel. Catfish in a barrel.
Yeah. Just simply picked up without much pressure.
Yeah.
From the side of Sandbox, and we're still 1 kill at 24 minutes.
And I mean, if... okay, On Fleek going to look for Kuro here. Red buff going to be burning down, but he misses the ulti. Dawning Shadow flies by, but Kuro is going to be all right. And it looks like On Fleek's just going to have this turned on him, aiming. Picks up the second kill of the game pretty comfortably, is now Tucson. He's going to get snared, but immediately QSS's that one away. Tries to run as there are exhausts traded on both sides. It takes them a while, but Sandbox get to their first kill. Root now going to get devoured. Teleport in to this turret here. As aiming, going to look for another piercing arrow. Flashes out, as now So On. Getting on top of Gorilla to the sky is going to be avoided. Gorilla's going to need to eat some of that gray health though as Summit flashes to get himself out of the way. Kuro with a flash picked up himself, but the Shock Blast not going to land. And after the portal jump, Kuro's unable to find his target, let alone win it, right? As KT, they're going to start off this Elder. They feel like they might be at a better position at this point in time with On Fleek's health bar. On Fleek still has to stick around, but now the fight might actually start towards the top side. Exhaust going to be used onto aiming here as the Elder Drake in amongst the mix. Fate's going to find himself a blue buff, but that's not going to be stopping any Elders.
I suppose at least it reset. That's about the only positive news I can say for Sandbox. And one way to engage if you have no engage in your comp is to try to surround them. And that's why I feel like Summit is actually doing a pretty good job, but he's all alone. I mean, he's the only one that's able to do anything.
I mean, he's trying, and we'll see whether On Fleek can actually make this a 50-50. Gonna have the ultimate, but gonna miss out on that Elder. Now we've got Cloud Soul, Elder Drake, we got a dead bear. The Lucian, I think, died somewhere in amongst the mix as Bono flashing on top of Root. He's gonna go down. This should be the teamfight ace if they can chase down Fate, and they definitely can. There's no mobility really on the Syndra and the Tahm Kench. That's the double kill, and that will most likely be the game. KT are just going to crash down these inhibitors. Sandbox are going to continue to have absolutely no options as the hook is going to miss from Tucson there. Does get taken down to his passive shield, but as you can see, there's just no real answer from Sandbox. Summit's going to be lit on fire, sent back to his fountain. We do have a pseudo-engage here as finally aiming's going to go down. Gorilla eats some gray health, Tucson very low. As KT are going to kite this one out. They do manage to take both Nexus turrets and 2 inhibitors. But it looks like Sandbox have staved them off for the minute. God, that shock blast would have been the death of the Syndra. Now it's 4 versus 5. As, okay, yeah, well, very much 4 versus 5, as Soan's going to be able to lock down that kill. Summit does a fair bit of damage there with the culling, but it doesn't really matter. This inhibitor should go down.
Oh, Gorilla!
Oh, damn, they are just fishing for catfish. And what was that ultimate on fleek? Doesn't even really seem to matter here, as it's a double kill for Soan. Kuro throwing bubbles around, just having a good time as the bear he's getting out of here. He doesn't want to be in amongst this game, but KT aren't going to let him. He's going to head towards the death chamber, 13-2. The Nexus is going to be taken down, and I think that was the biggest draft win that we've ever seen. Here in the LCK, KT steamrolls.
Yeah, you know, push out and squeeze out every ounce of potential power out of what Lucian can do. Which can have utility. I don't mind it. Silas is slowly rising.
Yeah, the kind of draft win that we saw as a safeguard to get him completely to safety. Tucson's going to land a hook onto Gorilla here, though, and there's the teleport on fleek, trying to come forward. There's no kicks out as Kuro, in turret range, will be able to grab themselves the first blood. This is so valuable for KT. Going to be going begging. Soan looking for some extra damage here onto Summit. And Call of the Forge God will be coming out here. See whether that helps even out this particular trade, as Summit not going to get stunned up a second time. On fleek going to turn up, though. This should be able to get themselves a flash. There's good positioning on the pillar. We'll guarantee that one. So
the flash came out of Fate.
Yeah, right.
So maybe he was predicting the flash, and he's like, well, I'm not going to flash myself. Let me just get the flash.
Maybe not wanting to trade flashes, but having the necessarily needing to, as Root's going to get devoured eventually. The box comes in. Root escapes from it, but unfortunately for Gorilla, he's not going to be able to. That is 2 kills. Now,
as there is a lot of pressure by the side of KT that is being exerted onto this bottom lane. Aiming just going to be given all of the money. Tucson isn't even sticking around.
That's a teleport. Aiming should be able to grab this. As now Fate, after teleporting in, is looking to see what he can get done. Tucson, very, very low as Aiming. Moonlight Vigil comes down. Fate, it's a 1-for-1 trade, but make that a 1-for-2. As Sandbox do answer. So double teleports invested. They lose the turret.
We'll see how he'll be able to use it. I mean, he's trying to move towards his second item for now, but definitely stacking up the gold with the most here in this game.
Oh, hook gonna come in. That's a great box. Kick back, and that's a very easy kill onto the Trundle. Call of the Forge God does basically nothing to get him out without taking any damage. The cannon going to be able to wrap around, look for a flank, and Sandbox want nothing of it. KT will be able to lock down the first Mountain Drake of the game. Tucson still able to scout forward. Aiming not going to be offering his damage here, as Soan got himself back towards the turret. Call of the Forge God coming through from the Silas. Is Gorilla going to save on fleek for now, but Soan flashing into the backline. Not quite the connections that they were looking for, as that was a decent shockwave, but not enough to actually secure any kills. And Kuro able to abscond his way out of there. Looks like outer turret will be claimed here, though, as Shockwave pulls back only Tucson. Hook is going to connect onto his opposite number there, and he has to go golden. Good double knock-up, but Aiming not exactly going to take too much damage, as now Kuro looks for the backline. Shockwave onto one, as there goes the cannon. And look at all of the years coming out of Aiming. He's not exactly the main one in this fight, but he's still able to tidy up. Summit, I mean, he's pretty tanky, but it does not matter. As yes, they managed to take down Tucson, but the rest of the team gets obliterated. Aiming, even able to find the Gravitum, and now Root's going to be dead. That's the ace.
And so it doesn't look like KT are going to have an easy time just straight up pushing in.
Whoop,
nice damage, Fate.
Yeah,
wow.
Yeah, it got the Mountain Drake shield as Aiming. Ooh, he's been walking slightly to the right from abilities. It's been working quite nicely as Moonlight Vigil comes down, denies it. Oh, okay, never mind. Not denying. The damage does half the health bar of Root there, as he will be able to tag them.
Cannon and Silas at the same time.
Yeah.
They're so far ahead in this game.
It's absolutely crazy. I mean, at least Fate and Summit are very close to that, as the hook is going to land there. Tucson decides to go in, as Bono is going to tag up Root. Immediate exhaust will deny a lot of that damage, as Root's trying to kite this one out. Kuro goes golden. Moonlight Vigil does basically nothing as Summit buys so much time as Tucson finds Fade. He is going to go down, but Aiming's going to show him how many years it's going to take them. There's the slicing Maelstrom, but look at Gorilla. He tried just so hard to take care of his AD carry, and in the meantime, Aiming's just going to shoot Summit to death. USS is complete, but Flash on cooldown now. And aiming, yeah, I mean, I think he took some damage there, but eventually with his double life steal, it's going to go back up to full. And now we're going to see whether KT can just win the game.
Yeah, they're going to try for it here. They don't have any Baron, though, and their minions are pretty low, so they're just going to get to smite it out.
Yeah, well, Summit going to take a lot of damage here. On Fleek dies as an afterthought, as aiming. Just going to get to work on these turrets now. Only one Nexus turret remaining here as KT look for the 2-0. As Summit, yeah, he's just going to get piled, driven. And 8-1-4, aiming. I think he's looking at back-to-back pogs here. Fantastic performance out of the KT AD carry, and this bounce back.
Bolster right in their face. And that was, again, a lot of damage. Aiming had some pretty sick stats before today's games.